I'm not sure why this movie is getting all that hatred, but it's not that bad. So the newly released Kaantha, a Dulquer and Rana produced movie and written and directed by Selvamani Selvarajan, is set in the 1950s when Tamil cinema was considered to be at its prime, or even the golden era of Tamil cinema, with actors like MGR, Shivaji Ganeshan, and Dulquer Salmaan here plays the role of TK Mahadevan, a character that is loosely based on MK Tyagaraja Bhagavath, Tamil cinema's first superstar. Now there's no open confirmation that TK Mahadevan is based on MK Tyagaraja Bhagavath because they don't want cases. But it's clearly evident that they both have a lot more similarities than the movie wants to accept. Now both were accused in murder cases and then acquitted. And the second one would be a celebration scene where Dulquer Salmaan is celebrating his 1000-day success, which is also a feat achieved by MK Tyagaraja Bhagavath for his movie Haridas. Now, keeping all these similarities aside, this movie is not a biopic like Mahanati. Now the movie revolves around the ego clashes of two characters, pretty much like the movie Prestige, and it even gave me the feels of Iruvar. Now except in this movie, it's a clash between an actor and a director. A director who raised the actor from nothingness to a big superstar. Now what happens from there is just cinema, like literal cinema, because most of this movie is shot inside a 1950s movie set, and what gives you that feel is the technical side's brilliance. Now the technical crew's brilliant involvement in the movie can be seen from the art direction to the cinematography to the screenplay and even the editing. Cinematographer Danny Lopez, in case you don't know who it is, he's also the DOP for Mahanati, and editor Anthony Gonsalves, who worked in 2.2, Varnamaya Ramindaran, and all of these are his most notable works, and also it's a Jake Vijay musical. And all of these coming together seamlessly is what made me fall in love with the movie even more. While I felt like I was watching a 1950s movie with all those aspect ratios and color grading, it also made me feel involved with the actors' life behind cameras. And they did all this without making it feel messy with the aspect ratio changes and the color grading going from black and white to color and then back to black and white. This was just brilliant work from the technical crew. Now, while I say all the good things of the movie, what made this movie, which was spectacular in the first half, feel a bit mediocre in the second half is the pacing. Because 2.5 hours is a little too long for the story, and it felt a little let down towards the ending because it went through a complete loop. And also a lot of people would find a little bit uncomfortable with a genre change, because while the first half of the movie delivers a period drama vibe, the second half completely flips and changes into a crime investigation, which is completely a different feel from the first half. While I say crime investigation doesn't give you the feel of watching a investigation based movie like Anjam Padira or Rachasan, it is just a subtle investigation that feels like kind of what would happen in the 1950s. This genre change, along with slow pacing, made the movie feel a little repetitive on scenes and lacked something on its core. And this is exactly why I feel this movie is not for everyone. Not everybody that goes to the theatre would find this movie as extraordinary or impressive, but at the same time, you would feel like you're getting something worth for whatever you're paying for. That is exactly the feel that I got, and I did hear a lot of people say that the movie was good but not really great. But like I said, even though if it's not extraordinary, it is still a great movie to watch, and I really got a lot of things that I felt was really worth. And one such thing was the performance of Dulquer Salmaan, who did his role insanely good, from transitioning from TK Mahadevan on screen to off screen with seamless representation of acting. And this is not something that everyone would feel, and they'll be against this fact because they would find Dulquer Salmaan to be dramatic in certain scenes where he's filming as an actor. But you need to understand, this is how acting felt like in the 1940s to 1960s, because audiences expected the actors to be a lot more dramatic or expressive in terms of emotions. And this is exactly why it felt difficult, because while TK Mahadevan or Dulquer Salmaan played the role of an actor in the film, he has to be dramatic. At the same time, when the camera goes off, he needs to shift back into being TK Mahadevan himself. Now this transition is just beautifully done by Dulquer Salmaan, and that's what impressed me even more. And it's not just Dulquer Salmaan who does this. Bhagyashri Borse, who plays the role of Kumari, also did it beautifully, showing how difficult it is to go from an actor to a character. And again, there's Samuthirakani, who plays the role of Ayya, an egoistic man having a lot of flaws, and all of that being pulled out. Now, while the character doesn't go through extreme dramatic acting like most in the film would do, Samuthirakani does terrifically perform the role of Ayya, an egoistic director who is not willing to take any improvisation to his script from even a superstar like Mahadevan that he raised. And this causes an ego clash between the two, which sets the base of the film. And this does make sense because directors back then were not willing to take any improvisation from the actors or producers, and actors were just actors while directors were the visionaries behind the film. And Rana's character enters the stage in the second half of the movie playing the role of a crime investigator and has his vibe of Sherlock Holmes, and also changes this movie from a period drama to a crime drama. And Gayatri Shankar, who plays the role of T.K. Mahadevan's wife, delivers what is necessary for the movie with very few dialogues but great performances. And the brilliant performances by the entire casting crew, making you feel like you're actually in the sets of a 1950s movie set, is what actually worked for me. And all of these performances do make up for the slow pacing and slight dip in the second half. And story of the movie, even though is predictable, does have an eerie sense of realization which the actor is forced to carry for the rest of his life, which does feel like a justifiable end for the story. And overall, I feel like it's a great period drama that I saw in the recent times in the theaters, and it might not be the same for you, and that's about the movie, because everybody has different perspectives, and I just said mine. And in case you have a different opinion, do drop in the comments, and I shall see you in the next video.